If you love the blues, you found your new home. The Blues Hotel. Real music. Just talking blues. Real stories. And Blues Moments in Time. The history that shaped it all. 3 podcasts. 1 home. The Blues Hotel Collective. Listen wherever you get your podcasts. From the Blues Hotel Collective, welcome to Blues Moments in Time, where every groove holds a memory and every moment echoes the truth of what came before. Today, we rewind the reel, trace the footsteps, and revisit the chapters that shaped the blues. Here is our host, Kelvin Huggins.
Welcome to Blues Moments in Time, the podcast dedicated to exploring the rich history and the cultural significance of blues music. I'm your host, Kelvin Huggins, and today we focus on the events that took place on March 4th. Let's get into it. On this date in 1933, the United States saw its final March 4th presidential inauguration, as Franklin D. Roosevelt took the oath of office in the heart of the Great Depression. He set in motion a new deal that would eventually change the landscape of the South, from the rural work camps to the urban migrations. The social shifts of this era provided the raw material for some of the most poignant blues lyrics ever written. It was a time of fear, but also a time of profound artistic resilience. Going back even further to 1789, March 4th was the day the US Constitution officially took effect. While the legal framework of the country was being built, the seeds of the blues were being sown in the fields. The long journey from the halls of Congress to the Jim Crow South is the story of the blues, a music born out of the struggle for the very rights promised on this day centuries ago. In the music world, March 4th reminds us how the blues refuses to stay in one box. In 1944, as Jimmy Dorsey's orchestra topped the charts, the lines between jazz, swing and R&B were blurring. We see this evolution continue through the decades, from the soul-stirring recordings of the mid-century to the British blues explosion that would eventually take the world by storm. On this date, we celebrate the birth of some of the most influential figures in our tradition. We remember Bobby Womack, born in 1944, whose soulful grit redefined the R&B blues crossover. We also honour Willie Johnson, the man whose distorted guitar licks behind Howlin practically invented the sound of modern rock. And we can't forget Pete Haycock of the Climax Blues Band, a giant of the British scene who helped bridge the gap between the Delta and the world's biggest stages. And we also remember those who we've lost. Today we reflect on the legacy of Willie Walker, a blind master of the Piedmont blues who passed in 1933, and John Cephas, who left us in 2009. Cephas was a true keeper of the flame, ensuring that the acoustic finger-picked traditions of the East Coast would never be forgotten. So when we look at March 4th, we see a day where political foundations were laid and cultural shifts began. With the blues, these aren't just dates on a calendar. They are the milestones of a people's journey, from the grit of a distorted Memphis guitar to the intricate picking of the Piedmont. Today reminds us that the blues is a living, breathing history of resilience. Thanks for joining me for Blues Moments in Time. I'm Kelvin Huggins. Until next time, remember to keep the blues alive.